What's up, everyone? Like you, I heard the news yesterday that the NFL has instituted a new policy where they're going to fine teams, and teams can fine players if they kneel or otherwise demonstrate during the national anthem. And man, I gotta say, boy, them owners, they got some nerve, don't they? They must really think that they are owners, you know what I mean? Like they think they own these black players, don't they? I'm surprised they didn't include in the policy that the players must now refer to them as massa with this, because that's what this is about. This is about shutting down black voices, particularly black voices of dissent. Okay, that's all this is. Now, some of you will say, "Oh, that's hyperbole." You know, how could you compare that these athletes who make millions of dollars to slave times? But you know what? It really is the same thing. You know, if you go back to the slave days, you remember who was the most expensive slave on the auction block? The young, strong black male. And that's what these NFL owners have now. These young, strong black males that they are paying a lot of money to, and they expect that that money is going to buy them obedience, that these players are going to do and not do whatever it is that the owners tell them to, because that's what this is about. This is about controlling those black bodies. Now, I know some of you are going to say, "Oh, well, the NFL is a private corporation. They can do whatever they want to do." And that's true. That's true. It is a private organization, and they can make the rules however they want to. They could, but should they? Okay, just because they can doesn't mean that they should. And just because they have the power to make a decision, it doesn't mean that that decision is the correct one, or that it's the moral one, or that it's the just one. Okay? And furthermore, okay, when they got the cameras out there and they're filming these servicemen as they unfurl this flag the size of the entire field, and they got all these service members in the perimeter standing erect, and they got the falconer out there with his gloved arm up, and the bald eagles flying down, and the jets are flying over the top of the stadium, and the fireworks are going off. That camera better pan up into that owner's box, okay, and I better see those owners standing at attention with their hands over their heart, and they better have a single solitary tear coming down their face because they are so stirred up in the patriotic moment that they can't help themselves. I better not see them over there during the national anthem refreshing their glass of champagne or getting another piece of that fine, fancy French cheese while the national anthem is going on. Okay, because then, you know, I could sit there and say, "Oh, you ain't American, you aren't patriotic." But you know what? We're not going to see that. We're not going to see that. And why won't we see that? Because the owners aren't patriotic. They have no idea what it means to be a patriot. They have no idea what it means to uphold the Constitution. Okay? The only reason that they have these fake displays of nationalism before every one of these games, the only reason they got the flag out there, the only reason the jets are flying over there, is because the Department of Defense gave the NFL and gave the owners tens of thousands of dollars for the right to do it. And they pay that money every damn Sunday, okay? Your tax dollars and mine, okay? The Department of Defense is spending on these displays of nationalism before the games, okay? They are lining the owners' pockets with money, okay? It ain't about patriotism, and it never has been, okay? Just like Budweiser buys ads during the broadcast of the show, just like Papa John's buys ads, the Department of Defense has bought theirs. And that's what this 2.5 minutes of camera time during this song and all these people in uniform is, okay? That is a commercial, all right? That is not some organic outpouring of patriotism. That is a commercial, and they pay big money for that, okay? And they're going to get their money's worth. The reason the owners are going to make the players stand is because they want that money, okay? They don't care anything about what being a patriot is, okay? If you think, one, that your patriotism can be determined by whether or not you stand during a song, then you don't understand patriotism, okay? Because Colin Kaepernick is more patriotic than those owners, okay? He is more patriotic. He understands what the Constitution is all about more than they do, all right? But you don't listen to Kaepernick, okay? You don't listen to him at all. Because some of you will say, oh, it's disrespecting the troops. But if you listen to Kaepernick, what did he tell you, okay? He said the first couple games he sat down during the anthem, okay? And then an Army veteran reached out to him and said, hey, Cap, you can't sit. That's disrespectful to the troops. And Cap said, well, I don't want to disrespect the troops. What should I do? And the veteran told him, oh, well, what we do is we kneel down in front of our fallen soldiers who come back in caskets draped in the flag, or whose tombstones have the flag planted on them. You know, we drop down to a knee to pay respect for their service. So Cap said, well, that's a great idea. So I can take a knee, that way I can protest police brutality, while at the same time, I can respect the troops for their sacrifice. But you guys didn't listen to him. No. Somebody on Fox News, Tommy Lauren or Laura Ingraham or one of them people told you that Cap disrespected the troops, okay? That Cap was an ungrateful Negro, okay? Because he got paid millions of dollars. And then now we got the president of the United States talking about if people don't stand, they ought to be removed from the country, okay? And this is the problem. This is why people are so upset. This is why I am upset. It's because the president's words and the NFL's policy is a reminder to me, all right, that although I am in America, I'm not of America, okay? It's a reminder that white supremacy is still alive and well. It's a reminder that I better stay in my place, okay? My voice, my concerns, what I would like to see my society become is not relevant to the power structure. They don't care. They want to silence me, okay? That's why I'm upset about this, all right? Because I and Kaepernick and everybody that Kaepernick was kneeling for, and that Eric Reed and all the others demonstrated for, okay, are being shut down, okay? We are being silenced. And that's what this is about. And that's why it's so upsetting, okay? So, look, besides, you know what? Really, I'm going to tell you the truth. This is true. The Star Spangled Banner is a racist song, okay? And we all know now, that all the attention that's brought to the Star Spangled Banner, that the third verse celebrates the enslavement of black people, okay? Black people who would have been freed if the British had won the War of 1812. The Francis Scott Key, the author, okay, the Maryland slaveholder, put in that verse celebrating the fact that these black people were not going to be free like they hoped. So the Star Spangled Banner is a racist song. And being that it only became the national anthem in the 1930s or so, it hasn't even been the anthem but for 80 years or about, all right? So you know what? It's time to scrap that song. Scrap that song, okay? Get rid of it. It's no longer the national anthem, all right? I propose a new song. All right? I don't know. Maybe something by Public Enemy, or maybe this new one by Childish Gambino. Or better yet, how about something from an immigrant? Okay, let's do that. But the Star Spangled Banner, it doesn't represent us all. Okay? So even when we fight and sacrifice and claw and scrap for our seat at the table, okay, you still won't let us exercise our rights. All right? And you know what? That's what this is about. All right? And that's why I'm mad. And any player in the NFL, okay, if you may come across this video, I hope you resist, okay? I hope you kneel. I hope you put your fist in the air. Or better yet, best case scenario, I hope you get all dressed up. I hope you get your gear on and you warm up. And then right before kickoff, you take a knee. You don't play, okay? All of you. Black football players, white football players, all of you concerned with freedom should resist this policy, all right? That's what you should do. Okay, you should let the owners know that they don't own you. They cannot own you, all right? That's what I hope happens, okay? So look, it's time to take a stand, all right? We have to send a message. Boycott the NFL. And NFL players, you can get us back by standing up for yourselves and standing up for all of us. Don't be bullied into patriotism. Don't let them coerce you into patriotism by threat, by taking away your livelihood, okay? The NFL, stop acting like Kaepernick gave you a black eye, okay? You guys give it to yourself when you hire domestic abusers, when you hire drug traffickers, when you hire rapists, okay? You give yourself a black eye. Kaepernick actually brought some life into the NFL, okay? He actually is a good person that the NFL should have been proud that he was a member, all right? But I already know what's going to happen, all right? 50 years from now, God willing, Kaepernick's still around. You guys are going to bring him out there to the middle of the field, and you're going to talk about how he transcended the sport and how he was so great and how you all stood by him, just like you co-opt the messages of Dr. King and Malcolm right now. But at the time, you hated their guts. You threatened their livelihood. You killed them. All right? And we've already seen this happen. Cap, I'm with you, brother, and I appreciate your sacrifice.